Hello and welcome back again. It's Simon Haigh. Welcome to this special live recording across LinkedIn and Twitter. And as I said, I'm Simon Haigh. I'm delighted to be joined today by Elizabeth Suarez. Elizabeth, how are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm here in Ireland, and we're actually waiting for a big storm. There's a huge storms coming in from the Atlantic, and it's pouring with rain. But I bet it's probably different in Colorado. Is it hot there?
Yes, I'm in Denver, Colorado, and unfortunately, we're suffering by four wildfires.
Yeah.
And there has been no rain here for over a month. So
Wow.
we are desperate for rain. So anything you can send over, we would appreciate.
We need to swap our weather systems.
I know.
Anyway, it's great to talk to you today. So we're going to introduce the really exciting, and we're not going to give all the information away, but there's we're going to be managing the first global online equality in leadership summit on Thursday, the 17th of September, 2 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which I believe is 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the States.
Yes, it is.
This is going to be really exciting. We've got a dozen or so global thought leaders. We're not going to give their names away at this point, but they represent pretty much every corner of the world. We're proudly supported as well by three great companies, a UK-based company called Sirius & Company, and two Irish companies called Newbox and Culture Co-working. So we're really looking forward. So before we do that, before we talk a little bit about the event itself, I'd like to introduce you, Elizabeth. We've worked together for a little while now developing this program, and you spent the first part of your career climbing the ranks of corporate America. You worked for giants like PepsiCo International, Johnson & Johnson, Sinamid International. You concluded your corporate career in the telecom world by leading high-speed internet launches across the US. Your time in corporate America was spent working with C-suite executives while cutting business deals across the US and Latin America. So you would have faced a lot of equality issues, a lot of corporate dynamics, a lot of angles in this whole space. For the past decade, you've consulted with organizations and entrepreneurs in developing a more effective and efficient workforce. During this time, you created the impactful and interactive platform Negotiation Unleashed, which is a coaching, training, and facilitation resource for professionals and entrepreneurs. As a previous corporate executive turned negotiation influencer, you created this platform to guide leaders into thriving decision makers and strategists, which I think is just huge. And I think it's really going to be, the whole area of negotiation and gender balance and having a voice, an equal voice in organizations really is what brought the two of us together. This platform, the Negotiation Unleashed platform, is currently used across Fortune 100 companies, business enterprises, higher education institutions. So it's amazing. You hold an MBA from the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School of Business, which is a blue chip school of business. I know that. You have a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering from Cornell University, and you completed the Executive Management Program at the JFK School of Government at Harvard University. So, I'm talking to somebody who knows her stuff. So it's great. It's great to see you.
I like to read. That's what it is. That's what I tell people. I like to read and present. So that's why I have all those degrees. Well, thank you for the great presentation. And I am very honored to be here with you because you were the type of individuals that I would work with in corporate America. I wish they were all like you, to tell you the truth. So you started, this is what mind's blowing for me. You started as a commercial lawyer across England, Wales, Australia, and Ireland. You were also an entrepreneur while you were doing this, and you were in the world of technology, luxury items like watches. I just learned that, and travel companies. You also have been in the C-suite across multiple different industries, 4 continents, over 26 years. That is extremely impressive. And in the last 7, through the Ireland, UK, and Australia-based company, GMC Advisories, but you work more as simonhaigh.com, you have helped organizations and leaders unlock, build, and sustain business, leadership, brand, and mindset growth through your coaching, consulting, training, publication, speaking, and e-learning programs. And before we came on air, you mentioned how busy you have been, especially during this pandemic, that you're busier than ever. And that is wonderful. You also have worked on 2 books, and I have not read either of these books, so I'm going to have to read them. How to Be a Better...
Shame on you.
I know, sorry. And I'm admitting it on camera. Oh my God. How to Be a Better Deal Closer and Deal Making for Corporate Growth. And they were endorsed by the world #1 leadership thinker, Marshall Goldsmith, which you are a member of his stakeholder-centered coaching organization. Now, one of the things that brought us together was the work you were doing, and especially it was this article, I remember when you sent it to me, about the importance of gender balance for better business. And that was it. That's when I knew I need to work with this individual, with this strategist. So thank you for joining me in this effort, and I am looking forward to actually diving in.
No, thanks, Elizabeth. And, it's going to be, this is something that is so critically important today, more than ever, the whole area of allowing everybody to be at the same space, the same opportunity space before they come out of the gate. So Elizabeth, briefly, what will be the format of this exciting summit in September?
It is an online summit. It is, like you mentioned, across the world leaders that are going to be part of it. It's like a decision-making roundtable that we're going to have a discussion. The cool thing is that we're recording it, and then later on, after the summit happens, we will be publicizing the information we gather. So unfortunately, people, you can't be live watching it, but afterwards, all that information will be shared with all of you.
Yeah, cool.
Now, so Simon, tell me, everybody wants to know who's part of the summit.
Well, I can't give the names away yet, although we are actually going to release the names publicly by the end of the month. We're aiming for the end of the month. We have, I think, 12 at least registered to be part of this. And these are senior thought leaders, roughly 50-50 from a gender perspective. And, people from Asia, Australia, Europe, US, with African experience as well, the Americas and the African experience. So it's just going to be amazing. And we're very honored to have really high profile guests. So it's going to be great.
That's wonderful. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And so Elizabeth, what, without giving too much away, what will be discussed at this summit? What kind of issues?
The important thing is that these leaders have been in different organizations across the world. So what we're going to explore is how organizations can provide and sustain equality of opportunity. And it's not about just bringing in the numbers and here we have equal amount of women or equal amount of an ethnicity, race, etc. It's sustaining it, it's growing it. So we will be asking very simple questions that are very powerful, like what is equality? I mean, and think about it, whoever's watching this, try to answer that. What is equality and what needs to be done globally to ensure that it's achievable and achieved? Those are the key things we are looking at. And then, we're going to look at ways of how can we sustain this and how can we better the world around us.
Wow. So thanks, Elizabeth. And what is equality? Like, you never really hear anybody really talking directly like that. So we're really going to get down to some direct stuff here. And then we're going to share this with the media and with corporates and public afterwards. So, for these troubling times, this is going to be so well needed. It's going to be a groundbreaking event. We're honored to have 3 corporates supporting us. And we really hope you, the public, look out for further posts. We're going to we'll give weekly posts between now and the summit. So it's going to be, really, really important, this.
And basically, it's going to be an inspirational type of summit. It's going to have very lively discussion and difficult conversations, like answering that question of what is equality. But at the same time, our intent, I know, Simon, when you and I started talking about this, was to figure out that inspirational leadership that I think most of us have forgotten. And it's not only because we don't have time to think about it, it's also what's going on around the world with this pandemic. It is time to take back the reins and figure out how do we make every organization better on an equal playing field.
Absolutely. So we're so excited. As I said, we're supported by 3 great companies. I'm looking forward to a really lively discussion on the day. We've got some amazing guests and speakers, and we can't wait to share the findings with the audience. I think this is going to be a game changer. So, from both of us, I'd like to say stay tuned. And Elizabeth, it's been great, and thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Simon. I will see you on the 17th. I know I'll see you before that.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.